There are more than 1 billion cars in this world of ours, from electric gliders to power sliders, and pretty much everything in between. I'm Tiffany Dell.
Hello everybody, hello!
And with my good friend Paul Woodman,
What could possibly go wrong?
plus a few fellow car lovers, we're on another mission to bring you the fastest, loudest, most exclusive cars on the planet. Oh, and this lot too. From high peaks to millionaires' retreats, our quest has taken us far and wide, stopping at nothing to bring you the ultimate automotive experiences. On the road today, Nick ponders automotive evolution in Renault's electric Megane.
I just find it amazing how far we've come in this EV world.
Alex meets Britain's most promising new racing star.
Can I go and
Yeah,
celebrate?
go on, go, celebrate.
Paul and I compare a fine duo of EVs.
This is a monster, look at the size of it.
Tommy tries the latest Bugatti on for size.
Imagine this with a petrol engine doing 100 miles per hour.
And Ben has a maverick moment in a hotshot McLaren.
Light the afterburner and have at it.
But first, Paul and I check out some serious sports cars with a Formula One bloodline.
This is the range-topping, end-of-the-line, special edition Aston Martin Vantage. A harder, faster, stronger version of the company's baby coupe. And, believe it or not, it led more laps in the 2022 Formula One Championship than Aston Martin's actual Formula One cars.
It's the road-legal version of Aston's Formula One safety car, a special edition Vantage that when new costs around about £150,000, which sounds like quite a lot of money, but when you consider it's a limited edition, high-performance luxury Grand Tourer, I don't think it's too bad at all. The car comes fully loaded from the factory as it is. In fact, this car's got £5,000 worth of optional extras, so a total price of £155,000 for a very special car. It's got a front-engine 4-litre twin-turbo V8 that produces 535 horsepower. And Aston Martin reckon it will do 0 to 62 in 3.6 seconds. And it's got a top speed of 195 miles an hour.
So it's quick, but just like the Formula One safety car, there's something itching to overtake it. And it has a prancing horse on its nose.
Okay, it is pretty cool to have a looky-likey Formula One safety car. But then, if you think Formula One, most people would think of Ferrari, the most famous manufacturer and the most successful of them all. So, if you're looking for a high-performance front-engine GT car, then it's pretty hard to beat this Roma. All yours for around £170,000. Its turbocharged 3.9-litre V8 produces 620 horsepower with 760 newton-meters of torque. It'll launch you to 62 in just 3.4 seconds and take you to 199 miles an hour. So, introductions complete, it was time to get down to business and the age-old question of what makes the perfect GT car.
A good Grand Tourer needs a bit of everything. It needs to be classy, fun, practical, stylish. It needs to have room for your suitcase and be able to take a passenger wherever you need to go with minimal fuss. So if you like your car's British and a little bit brutish, look no further.
But if you want continental cool, then Ferrari makes some of the best cars on the road today. And this Roma is a great example. It's faster than the Aston, it's beauty on wheels, elegant and classically stylish. A bit like me.
I've always been a big fan of the Vantage. I think it's just a really well-placed car. It's not trying to be too much. It's always well-built, well-balanced, just a lovely little car to drive. But this F1 edition, it's improved in so many different ways. It's had little tweaks. The steering's better. It's a bit stiffer. It's a bit angrier. And if you really want to go and cross a continent in style, I could think of worse cars to do it in than this.
Okay, so there are lots of ways you can spend between £150,000 and £200,000 on a car. In fact, whilst the starting price for this Roma is £170,000, this one's got over £60,000 worth of extras on it, making it a £230,000 Ferrari, £75,000 more than the Aston. Mind you, the only performance-enhancing extra is the £3,000 for the Magna Ride dual-roll suspension, whilst the rest of it is mainly made up of carbon fibre bling.
You've always got this quite low seating position and advantage with these high door seals, but the visibility is very good. It's a lovely position to be, and you just feel right at home with this beautiful steering wheel guiding you on your way. It drives so well. Those dampeners on these bumpy little B roads are really good. They soak up and absorb all the vibrations. It gives you such a lovely ride, which is exactly what you want with a Grand Tourer car. And when you get up through the gears, it really does start to come alive. And that noise from the engine, they've done a phenomenal job. It's so difficult now with turbocharged engines to get a decent noise. They've absolutely cracked it with this. It sounds superb. I can't help but say, when we move away from the internal combustion engine, we're all going to miss this. What a cracking car. What a really fun little car.
Now, I have to admit, I've always been more of a small mid-engine Ferrari fan, starting with a Dino and going on up to the modern-day F8 Tributo. There's rather something classically enticing about a front-engine Ferrari. Room in the back with some seats and extra luggage. It's more of a classic GT Grand Tourer. Although, even that's called a Grand Tourer, it's got an awful lot of wonderful performance. It's a joy to drive. Top marks then for open road performance. But what about their high-tech Formula One pedigree? To explore that, we headed to our state-of-the-art, no expense spared motorsport complex.
What a pair of stunning cars. Look at this Aston, it's stunning.
Not sure about the white. I mean, the safety cars are all that green. Can I have an Aston in green, please?
You get green if you want. I think the white looks fantastic. What do you think of this rear wing?
A touch aggressive for me. I'd rather, look at this beautiful, elegant, the shape of the Roma. I mean, that's a bit more of a classic GT car.
It is so stylish. It's proper GT, isn't it? I love the colour as well.
To a GT, they've both got enough luggage space to go cruising to the south of France. What about inside the Aston?
Oh, I love it. It's traditional Aston Martin. Lots of Alcantara. Well, I tell you what is quite funny there. That little tiny infotainment screen is definitely outdated. I love the seats in there. They're Ferrari.
Leather, you can smell the leather. And look, I've got a nice tab bit in the centre with Ferrari on the chromed across the top of it. Absolutely wonderful. But then you haven't got any seats in the back of the Aston, have you?
I don't need it because it's a GT. It's a track-focused GT car, and they're not really seats. Let's face it. You couldn't get a teenager in the back of that.
Of course you could. And to prove it, I have a millennial teenager with me. Will, come over here. See?
He's not a millennial. He's a Gen Z.
He's a bit tall as well.
He is tall.
Will, can you get in the back, please?
He's not going to get it. Will, you're not going to get in there.
He will.
No, that is Will.
Yeah. He will. Look, get the seat forward electric. In you go. You might have to bend a bit. Now pull the seat back.
Can we get on with the test?
There's plenty of room.
He is in, but he's not going to get out again.
He's ready to go.
So let me tell you, whilst he's trying to get out, I'm going to tell you about this test because it's not a boring old drag race today. We've got a three-part test. Going to test the car's acceleration, cornering, and braking. And I'm going to go first. I'll show you how to do it.
We better get going soon because you see those big black clouds over there? It's going to rain soon.
We're not going to go too soon because he's not going to get out.
While our willing test subject tried to escape from the Ferrari, we got ready for our test. And bang on cue, the heavens opened, making our first run somewhat wet and wild. So while we waited for clear skies, I decided to crunch some numbers.
On paper, these cars are very similar. 0 to 62, 0.2 of a second slower in the Aston. Top speed about 4 miles an hour less. They weigh exactly the same, 1,570 kilograms. But the difference is the horsepower. This is almost 100 horsepower down. So in terms of power to weight, I'm up against it. But I'm hoping I can brake that little bit later than Tiff and make use of these huge carbon ceramic brakes. I'm going to put it into track mode. You can hear it already. Keep my finger on this traction control button twice. First one only turns it off a little bit. which probably suit me better, to be honest with you. So I'll do it twice. So now everything is off. It's just me in the car. What could possibly go wrong?
The rules of our test are simple. Accelerate as fast as possible, weave through a slalom section, and then see how fast you can go before coming to a complete stop. But you must stop before the final set of cones.
All right, it doesn't matter about how fast I get off the line, but I'll give it some welly anyway. Whoa, brake hard. Give it a little bit of a... Whoa, give it a skid that way. Whoa, right, this is going to be good. Hit the rev limiter, but that's okay. Hit the rev limiter again. I've got to get my braking point. 100. I saw about 115, hopefully a bit further than that. Thing is, with carbon ceramic brakes, they need to be hot to be working well, and clearly they're a bit hotter than I thought because they stop much sooner than I expected them to. I guess it shows how good they are.
Next up, it's Tiff's turn in the Ferrari.
Now, I've no doubt that Paul has been bigging up that Aston as much as possible, talking about his carbon brakes, talking about turning the traction off and driving it through those corners to get that maximum speed onto the straight. But to be honest, the poor Aston's got no chance against this Roma because it's got that extra power. They're the same weight, but the Roma's got 390 horsepower per tonne as opposed to the Aston's 295. And on top of that, the Roma has got the full 5 Manatino settings, going from wet to comfort to sport, you use most of the time, race, and then also that good old ESP off, let it all fly. It's going to be a bit wild. Get in. Wheel spin in third, wheel spin in second, wheel spin in third. Whoa, oh yeah, it's feisty. Oh, it's feisty. I've got that one, I think. Oh, it's got the other way. Nail it, Tim, nail it, nail it. I don't know what Paul's going to do. I'm going to get over 130, I think, over 120, 120, 126, 27, 20. No! I'm overshot. I won't get another chance. So, Paul, do you think you went any quicker on that second run?
A little bit. There's more in that Aston, I tell you, but let's have a look at the official results. Thank you, Andrew. So, my first run, maximum speed 114.4 miles an hour.
About what you said.
The Ferrari 123.9, nearly 10 miles an hour faster.
I might have lied slightly.
Anyway, run 2, the Aston Martin did 118.3 miles an hour.
Still not beating the Ferrari.
Well, the Ferrari did 124.1, so slightly improved, but you were disqualified because I hear you went over the bollard. So 123.9. 2 fast cars, great fun. Yeah. One more run, because I think the Aston has got more in it.
No. You go on your own then. That's it. Competition's over. The Ferrari was the
on
one.
My own.
It won the competition.
Tiff.
No.
Tiff.
Whatever. If he doesn't want another run, I know someone who does. And staying on the F1 rivalry theme, he says he's got something else to give the Aston a run for its money. Stay tuned for part 2 to find out more.
A few years ago, when looking to buy our first electric car for the family, it was no surprise that we decided on a Tesla Model 3. The first EV to pass the milestone of 1 million global sales, and currently the best-selling vehicle in Europe, regardless of its engine type. But with a rapidly growing market, the EV landscape is changing, and now there are more choices than ever before. Like this, Renault's all-new, all-electric Megane E-Tech. Renault says the E-Tech is aimed towards a younger target audience, those with young families, for example.
The question is, will it work for me, or should I look elsewhere?
It's fair to say the Megane has moved on a bit. Originally launched in 1995, it was built to replace the Renault 19. Since then, you've been able to buy it in pretty much every variation possible, from a small hatchback to an estate and all the way through to a convertible. Over the years, Renault have been very well known for some quirky and pretty questionable designs. Interiors have been a little bit plasticky, and it's hardly been the car of choice if you're looking to impress. But this new breed of Renault feels quite different. It feels premium, it's matured and grown up a little bit. drives nicely too. The steering is really responsive, giving you a direct connection to the road. There's minimal body roll, and inside it's a quiet place to be, which is no surprise because it's an electric car.
The interior has a premium feel throughout, and with this spec, it's loaded with gadgets and extras. You've got leather seats, digital displays, Harman Kardon stereo, and both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And as for the exterior...
Now, you'd have thought with Renault's track record of alternative design mixed with modern-day electric car styling, this would be a recipe for disaster.
But the styling has taken a massive leap forward. Aggressive from some angles and curvy from others. 20-inch wheels fill the arches, automated door handles sink in, giving a sleek, flush finish, and overall, a proper statement from Renault.
I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Now, this is the top of the range model, which has got a 160 kilowatt electric motor with a 60 kilowatt hour battery, giving you around 220 horsepower with 300 newton meters of torque. And you'll get to 62 mile an hour in 7.4 seconds.
Okay, that's not as quick as some more expensive EVs out there, but it should be plenty for most people. Currently, there are two different models in the range, with a slightly less powerful version also available. Both give you instant torque with that very traditional EV power delivery, 4 levels of regenerative braking, and a claimed range of up to 292 miles. In terms of price, don't expect to get much change from £40,000. So the question is it worth the money?
I really, really like our Tesla. In fact, it's pretty much impossible to fault. And although this new E-Tech from Renault isn't exactly the Model 3's main rival, I'm seriously impressed.
Reality is, you don't need massive money to drive a little cleaner these days. And the E-Tech shows that you don't need to sacrifice any creature comforts either.
I just find it amazing how far we've come in this EV world.
Silverstone, one of the greatest motor racing circuits in the world and home of the British Grand Prix since way back in 1948, when a huge crowd watched 25 drivers do battle on this former RAF bomber station, using the old runways as high-speed straights.
And since then, we've had many British racing stars here on this hallowed ground. Jim Clark, OBE, Sir Stirling Moss, Sir Jackie Stewart, and of course, Sir Lewis Hamilton. And today we welcome another British racing star.
But first, he has to get here.
Silverstone bound. But you know what? This isn't just my ride to the race. This is my car for the race. It is, of course, a Caterham, and if you didn't know already, Caterham racing is arguably the most affordable, proper racing that money can buy. For around £35,000, you can be part of one of the most competitive series in the UK, and indeed throughout the world. Best of all, the price includes your very own road-legal race car that you can drive to the racetrack, have your race, and then all going well, you can drive it home again. Here we are.
So while Paul grabs his spanners, let's see what Caterham racing is all about. It all started in 1957 when English automotive engineer Colin Chapman built a lively little two-seater sports car. The 7 was born. Chapman's mantra, to simplify then add lightness, became legendary, as did his cars, which still stick to that original philosophy. It's what makes the Caterham Championship so special. For over 25 years, it's been one of Europe's most successful race series, with wheel-to-wheel racing in near identical cars, where driver skill matters more than big budgets. Best of all, you don't need a knighthood to take part.
Now, you know, I'm not putting you down or anything, but you're looking a bit grubby.
I've never really done anything with the car until I got the Caterham, put fuel in it, maybe the washer fluid, but it's brilliant. The community feeling, you get the guys, they all muck in, they all help, we help each other out, and you have the children around, your families. Yeah. It's absolutely brilliant. It's such a fun place to be.
Throughout the season, drivers race at some of the most iconic tracks in the UK. There's even an end-of-season special at Spa in Belgium. But today, it's all about Silverstone, where Paul's heading out on track for the qualifying session. With long straights and sweeping corners, the pint-sized Caterham has to work its socks off around this big Grand Prix circuit. And with no DRS, boost buttons or energy recovery systems, a perfect lap time is about picking the perfect line, maintaining momentum, and putting it all together when it counts. Who will get pole? Amazingly, it's our man Woodman.
He's only gone and done it. Pole position! Oh my word, that's amazing. That's your best result, isn't it?
All right, don't rub it in, yeah, it is. Before that, I started with Academy and then moved up to Road Sport. 4th place was my best qualifying before pole position, so I'm over the moon.
Mega. How important is pole here?
Sadly, not very, but I'll take it anyway. But look, Silverstone's so wide, it's a Formula 1 Grand Prix track, but I'm still going to take it. I prefer to be starting at the front instead of at the back.
Now, it's quite bright right now, but I can see a very dark cloud looming. So, potential threat of rain, does that add any pressure?
We're supposed to pour down mid-race, but bring it on. I'm all for a bit of rain.
Right, now, you have probably only half an hour before you have to get down to the grid. So, I wish you the best of luck. Get on with your tinkering, and I'm going to go show you guys around the paddock. So this is race control, and these guys control the race. So these are your timekeepers, your clerks, and your stewards. Paul knows the stewards quite well. It's never his fault, though. Safety is paramount at every racetrack, and before each race, every car has to be checked by the official scrutineering team. Now, these are our unsung heroes, our volunteer marshals who are present at every motorsport event and at every racetrack around the world. Without them, there simply couldn't be any racing as we know it. Now, one of the most important components to the car are, of course, the tyres, and these guys provide them for the entire paddock across the Caterham Festival. That's around 250 to 500 tyres. If the unfortunate event happens and your race doesn't go quite to plan, then you need these guys. This is Caterham support. They will do whatever it takes to get you back on track. This 40-foot Caterham lorry is full to the brim of every part you could possibly need, from wings to doors to exhausts. You could pretty much build an entirely new car. Now, this is one of my favourite areas of the paddock. This is Caterham hospitality, and as you can tell, the vibe is brilliant. All the drivers and their guests are very welcome.
And there are plenty of mouths to feed, with over 200 drivers at every race weekend. They're split into 5 different classes, all based around the same car, which is beefed up as you progress through the ranks. Paul's racing in the Road Sport Championship, where your 1.6-litre Ford Sigma engine is tuned to 125 horsepower. Doesn't sound like much, but with only 550 kilos to move around, these things corner quicker than many supercars. So, with the cars ready to race and with Paul on pole, that means it's time for me to hand over to our veteran commentator. Take it away, Tiff.
Well, thank you, Alex, and welcome everybody to this fabulous Silverstone Grand Prix circuit for race 1 of the Road Sport class for the Caterham this weekend. And our man, Paul Woodman, looking for his first win of the year, is on pole position. Now, we all know this man makes the best starts in the whole Caterham field, so I'm expecting he should lead easily into the first corner. The lights go red, the lights go out, and he's made a complete haulings of it. He's losing places car by far. That's Joe Pridey takes the lead into turn 1. Woodman out wide now at the first corner. We're going down. Oh, and he's dropped to 5th place, possibly 6th place. Oh, what an awful start. Anyway, he's recovering. The rain is now coming down. That's making it more slippery. Paul might or might not have the right tyres on. It's always a bit of a worrying thing with him. But no, the tyres are good. We're up to 3rd. Good after that bad start. Slipstreaming down the main straight towards Stoke Corner. Woodman pulls out the slipstream. He's going to go for 2nd place up the inside of a pack of 3. A wonderful move by Woodman. He must have been listening to my advice, and he's pulling away from the pack in 2nd. It's going to be 2 cars out front. That's Jeff Newman, the championship leader, in the lead. Woodman's going to catch him, and this could be the race of the year. Bit too much curb there, Paul. And he's off. He's in the gravel. He's on the grass. Oh, Woodman. No, don't take your hands off the wheel. Ow. Oh, a terrifying moment there as he came across the track in front of the pack. And, well, all that advice I gave him has come to nothing. Dear, oh dear, a podium almost certain, maybe even a win, but even a safety car doesn't help much as he drops to 27th and recovers to 12th. Yes, shake your head, I would. Threw it away. So the win goes to Freddie Chinnix from William James and third, Jeff Newman. What excuses will he have for Alex?
Pole to P12, come on, what happened?
Do you know, I'm absolutely gutted. It just goes to show one mistake. I've got the pace here at Silverstone. I love racing at Silverstone. But I took a gamble to go straight across the grass. Tiff taught me that one. Sadly, as soon as I went on the grass, I was a passenger. And honestly, Alex, I'll be honest with you, I had a moment. I thought that was it. I took my hands off the wheel and just said, oh no.
So how tough is it going to be from P12 then?
It's tough wherever you start here. Honestly, it's brutal, this Caterham racing, but a top 10 finish I'll be delighted with, to be honest.
So, after some time enjoying the weather and a bit more tinkering with the car, it was race 2. So, back to Tiff in the commentary box. Could Paul really go from P12 to the podium?
Alex, I hate to say it, I don't think we can. We've always seen how hot-headed Paul can get in these tight races, but he loves this track. He is quick around this circuit. Now, lights about to go out. Can he make one of his demon starts this time? He really needs to, because getting a few places on the opening lap can be so much easier than picking them off one by one. Through cops. Oh, and someone's already off. That's exactly where Paul went off before. A car on the grass. Paul misses him as he comes back on the track as we head down Hanger Straight for the first time. And I think that's Paul back to about 10th place. He's made a couple of places. The car's 3 or 4 wide. Caterham's so famous for their slipstream they give. And Paul's now up the inside. A bit of a side-by-side moment. Out front, that's Charlie Lower and Fred Chinnix battling for the lead. Chinnix goes in front, the winner of the first race. Paul, exits stage left. That was Mark Kendall, I think, which gives Paul another place. He's up to 7th. He was following Jeff Newman, who's already lost a rear mudguard. Newman now actually up to 2nd, Paul 6th. He's making spaces. I hate to say this podium might be on. Oh, a bit of nifty. That's what I taught him. It's in the Tiff Liddell book, that bit of heel and toe. That's Newman now, I think, in the lead. Chinnix 3 wide for 2nd place, using a few curbs. Out wide, that's Charlie Lower. Caterhams do use a bit more track than they're allowed to. That's helped Paul. Paul's up to 3rd, well, sort of equal 3rd with 2 others. In the toe of Chinnix. Newman weaving to the left, Chinnix up the inside. Paul looks to go around the outside of Chinnix. He can't quite do it this time. We're in 3rd place. Now we're going for the lead. We're in the lead. Oh, that's we now. It's me. My advice. Well done, Paul. Oh, you got a bit wide there. Newman's, he's off. Paul, that's not my advice. You've gone wide again. Oh no, he's dropped down to 4th place. We're not going to get a podium, but he's pulled out of the slipstream. 3 cars ahead. He's going around the outside. What's that? William James. Paul is shutting the door, rubbing tyres. They're heading for the checkered flag. Newman wins. Chinnix 2nd, and Paul Woodman 3rd place. I said he could do it, Alex. I said he'd get from 12th. No problem at all. Brilliant. So it's Newman, Chinnix, and Woodman. Oh, yes. And there proudly with his son Ollie, champagne going. What a wonderful moment.
P3! You already got it, done it!
I can't believe it. I mean, I've got a P3 at Brands, as you know, but this is the first time I've stood on the podium.
Official podium.
It was, do you know, Caterham racing's so weird because it doesn't matter what group you're in, it is so tough, any group. It didn't feel like any different race. The fact that I was at the front, I was just praying that checkered flag would come out. But I wasn't even going to race. My brake went all the way to the end, so my right leg is all cramped up, but it just goes to show. So, and a lot of it is in the mind, I'm sure. I was thinking, it's not good enough, but it was more than good enough. Those little cars are just amazing.
Incredible result.
Can I go and celebrate?
Go on, go, celebrate. Congratulations. What an incredible day this has turned out to be. It's so much fun watching over 200 racers race across 5 different championships. And I tell you what, considering most of his fellow racers spend weeks or months testing before the race season, for Paul to get onto the podium is really quite impressive. I think you might have to wait a little bit longer for that knighthead, though.
This is the Tesla Model Y. It's the long-awaited SUV version of the Tesla Model 3. And it's been in the USA since 2020, although it's only just recently hit the UK shores. It's fast, it's stylish, and it's ram-packed full of technology. And the question is, now that it's here, is this the all-electric SUV you should rush out and buy?
In the world of EVs, Tesla isn't everything anymore. All the big brands are on the electric bandwagon, from Audi to Volkswagen and everyone in between.
And don't forget this, the Skoda Enyaq, a much more traditional looking SUV and arguably one of the best options on the market. It's comfortable, spacious, well built, and depending on which option you choose, could save you between £10,000 and £20,000.
I'll come on to that in a minute, but they're two very fine cars. What does that one start at price-wise?
The Skoda Enyaq range starts at just £35,000.
It's locking. It's a sophisticated car. It's just locked itself.
The range starts at £35,000. This is actually an Enyaq IV80 Sportline, which prices start at £43,000, and this, with a few other extras, costs £48,000 for your Skoda, sir. Whereas the Tesla?
Well, the Tesla, for this, the long-range model, is yours for £55,000, or you can get the performance version for £65,000, 10 grand extra.
So this car is 55, only 7 more than the Skoda.
Well, this particular car is a shade over 60 with a few options.
Oh, shade over 60.
Only a shade. Let's not worry about price.
£12,000
Jump in, let's go for a spin.
Yes, jump in, clever clogs.
Well, I did it on purpose because I want to show you one of the many features of this car, one of the little tricks it has up its sleeve. If you park in your garage nice and tight, you simply press your summon button on your app, which can be the key as well, and you just call the car forward. So
I can't trust this.
you can pre-program a whole route.
I could have got in by now.
You can pre-program a whole route.
Well, why is it not moving?
Anyway, let me get in and I'll pull the car forward for you.
Too clever by half. Come on, that's much easier. That'll do.
Inside, it's the usual Tesla minimalism, with most controls and dials replaced by a single touchscreen. There's not a single knob in sight. Well, almost.
So now, for example, right, you put my heated seat on and I'm getting a bit hot. Right, can you turn it off, please?
Yeah, just
looking
swipe
down,
up.
looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down.
It's off. Simple as that. Or you could go like this, to use the voice, turn off my driver's heated seat. Disabling seat heaters.
Okay,
So
well, it's got good voice. I didn't know that. To be fair, in that case, I slightly stepped back because I've always said if voice works, then it's brilliant. So what about the accommodation? I've got a nice big bin there.
There's a big one there as well.
Oh yeah, that is massive.
The whole finish on this car, you have to admit, is quality.
Yeah, quality.
It's
quality.
really...
Glove box. Have I got a glove box?
Now, you either open the glove box using the screen, or you can go back to our open my glove box. But isn't that a bit weird? There's not even a button to open a glove box. You need to go to the screen. Now, of course, I don't really need to drive this car. Technically, I don't really need to drive this car.
Well, but they can't have that switched on now. This is what they call it, their full self-driving capability. But it's not legal yet.
Well, it's on this car, and it's 6,800 quid. But it's not legal, and there's not a chance.
Sorry, you just slid that by me. £6,800.
But for the pleasure of that, you don't even need to order it at the factory or from the website. You can just do a software update.
Just switch it on.
Give you a credit card and just switch it on. So this is the long-range version of the Model Y, which means it does 0 to 62 in 5 seconds, which allow me to demonstrate.
Oh, no, you don't have to. I know all the electric people go on and on about its acceleration, but 99% of electric people are responsible drivers. They would
60.
never. They wouldn't.
There's a corner.
They wouldn't drive like that. 99% of Tesla owners would never do that.
So the Model Y is rapid, sure-footed, and being a Tesla will find fans all over the world. But how does it stack up against the Skoda?
Now, Paul, before we get into the Skoda, can I just remind you, you call this a handsome, good-looking car.
It is good looking from the front.
I can't do with this sort of blunt front end that Teslas have. Whereas I'd much rather have an EV with a pretend grille to give it better styling.
But why do you need the grille? Why do you need the
said
pretend
earlier,
grille?
it looks
this is
like
a
an iron.
trailblazer. It looks like an
And
iron.
go around the back. Come on, come on. I mean, look. I was following that a lot this morning, and you can't say that's pretty.
Maybe I stand corrected with the back end. The Skoda's really nice and traditional. Look, nice door handles. It's all very nice.
Yes. And this is where Tesla wins, because it's got that Tesla family. They love the sort of weird look, sort of blunt front end. But I think you want to lure more people into electric cars. They actually want to go into a more traditionally looking car, as the Skoda is.
Why have a grille that doesn't work?
Because that's what people have been used to for about 100 years. They've had grills.
But this is a trailblazer.
It looks like a wide-mouthed frog.
Come on, get in.
So, Paul, now you got your same nice big screen to keep the futuristic people happy. But as well as the screen, I've got a dashboard in front of me, my speed. I've got stalks, I've got knobbles and knurls and everything else.
The main difference is, if this had the noise of an engine, you wouldn't know you're an electric car because it looks the same. And that screen you'll find in any normal internal combustion engine. So I get it, it's traditional. And the finish is very good as well. Like all the controls, you can sort of slide the controls. Oh, let's open
Yes, you've opened the sunroof, which I was about to point out. It also has a panoramic sunroof, but it actually opens and closes.
But in terms of the buttons, look at this volume one. Ready? Watch this.
Yeah.
Inside and out, the Enyaq is reassuringly familiar. But when it comes to actually driving, it's sometimes hard to tell one EV from another.
I mean, so driving this, it's so little different to the Tesla, really. I mean, I've got a better, actually, ride quality, which I'm enjoying. I can go from D to B, which gives more regen.
But what about in a straight line? Can the 284 horsepower Skoda somehow match the warp speed Tesla with its 384 horsepower?
Let's feel that acceleration, brutal acceleration. You said all electric cars are brutal. Let's see. 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Oh.
No, hit it.
You said that? No, I am. How much more do you need? You said that is how a car should accelerate. I mean, these Tesla people snapping your neck and showing off.
Tiff Nadell, when have you ever said that's enough power? You always want more power.
Bonkers performance aside, the extra 12 or so grand for the Model Y also gets you access to the Tesla supercharger network. So, in theory, you'll never have to wait long for a charge or search for one that's actually working. And of course, there's still one crucial comparison to make.
But yours isn't very big, is it, Paul?
Yours is a monster. Look at the size of it.
I know.
Having that is really a good thing to have.
I've got a big house. I need a long way to my house. That is very handy.
Over the last decade or so, Bugatti has made some of the fastest, priciest and most exclusive cars the world has ever seen. But today, we're going back in time to where it all started with a Grand Prix legend.
This is the Bugatti Type 35. Well, sort of. It is the Bugatti Baby 2, and it's made by the Little Car Company. And if you haven't gathered, it's a company that makes little cars.
Yep, these are all pint-sized versions of your favorite classic cars, all hand-built in the UK. In other words, these are kids' cars with proper, grown-up engineering. The Bugatti Baby is the latest creation, but it's not the first time we've seen one before. The original Bugatti Baby was made by Bugatti founder Ettore Bugatti in 1926 for his son, Roland. It was a half-size replica of the legendary Type 35 Grand Prix car and was supposed to be a one-off. But customers lapped it up, so it went on sale.
Today's Baby 2 is a spiritual successor, and it's 75% of the size of the Type 35. And much like other Bugatti products, this has an incredible level of detail all around it. Just look at it.
The Bugatti badge on the nose is made of forged silver. The wheels are proper replicas of the originals. The dashboard is a small but perfect copy of the Type 35. But unlike the original, this baby is electric and has 3 power settings. There's a novice mode, an expert mode, or an optional speed key setting, giving you have a full 15 horsepower and a 42 miles per hour top speed, That's almost half as fast as original.
It's a replica of an old racing car. Imagine this with a petrol engine doing 100 miles per hour, speeding, cornering, all that stuff. Man, you probably need a pair of goggles as well to drive this around at high speeds.
So it's fun, but it does come with a couple of caveats. It's not road legal and it's very, very expensive. Prices start at £30,000, and that's just for the entry-level version. Still, with full-sized Type 35s going for £1 million or more, the baby is actually a bargain.
This isn't a car for everyone. It's a plaything for people with the space and cash. And that's not everyone either, because only 500 of these will be made, and once they're gone, they're gone. I mean, it's not really a toy, but it kind of is, and it's a really good one at that.
Earlier, Paul and Tiff were comparing a pair of sporty GTs, the Ferrari Roma and the Aston Martin Vantage F1 Edition. But I reckon there's another third contender to consider, the McLaren GT. It is, says McLaren, a genuine Grand Tourer, refined, relaxing and easy to live with, perfect for long journeys or gentle drives in the countryside.
This GT is McLaren's closest thing to a daily driver at £160,000. It's got a 4-litre twin-turbocharged engine that gets you from 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds, and if you believe the spec sheet, it's got more trunk space than a VW Golf. And if I dare use the words, it's practically practical.
This, then, is the comfiest McLaren you can buy. But being in the comfiest McLaren is like being in the comfiest prison cell. There might be some padding here and there, but underneath, there is still a fairly hardcore supercar.
This McLaren has a carbon fibre chassis to keep the weight down, and you can really feel how that feeds into its agility because the weight is in all the right places. It's got fantastic balance, aided as well by the fact that it's mid-engined.
With 620 horsepower on tap and oodles of torque, it's also extremely responsive, helped by the aggressive gearbox.
So you can smack down the gears and go exactly where you want to go, when you want to go. There's no delay with anything.
But what about that everyday GT livability? Well, you could fill the front with junk, and there's plenty of storage space in the back, right above the engine. So it will slow cook your shopping as you drive home. Practical, see? And the theme continues in the cockpit.
The GT is packed with useful gadgets, not least the electrochromic sunroof, which you can adjust the brightness of through this dial here, although I'd have to look that up in the user manual to get it to work. It's a bit like that in here. There's some serious technology, but actually, once you've figured it out, things like the seat adjuster, things like the wipers, things like where are the settings, how do you turn the traction control off, all those sort of things. Once you've got your head around it and you do it the McLaren way, you kind of slip into character. This car then fits like a glove. Supercar manufacturers aren't known for producing cars with the best visibility, but actually my line of sight through the head mirror is pretty good. And the side view mirrors, they're a bit obstructed with these big boxy air intakes, but I don't really mind it. I actually quite like seeing them there. You can still see what you need to see, and it makes you feel a bit like a fighter pilot with the air going into the big jet engines. Light the afterburner and have at it.
And talking of lighting things up, it was time to join Paul and the Vantage for a little head-to-head action. Just as soon as he'd finished reading up on his hero.
I'll tell you what, that McLaren GT looks really good. Very low, isn't it?
I know what you mean. It looks like a supercar, mid-engine, but it's still practical. There's loads of space in the back, so you can drive to Italy or go across France, and you've got luggage space.
I'll tell you what, Ben, I do love it, and I know you've got the frunk there with luggage space as well, but I wouldn't keep my luggage there and drive through France or Italy. However, this little bad boy, it's got a good old boot on it. Beautiful looking. What do you think?
Well, it's a performance beast. They've got monster brakes on it. I mean, they're dwarfing mine.
It's a track-focused GT.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's got good brakes because it's all about late braking today. We're going to go around that bollard, through the slalom, peg it down the runway, fastest top speed, but you've got to stop before the bollards at the end of the runway.
I like it. It's a dynamic drag race. Bring it on.
is. Me first or you?
I'll show you how it's done. No disrespect to Aston Martin, I love the Vantage. It's one of the best front-engine, rear-wheel drive cars ever made. And the one Paul's sitting in is the F1 pace car. It's even more souped up and special, but it's got less power and it weighs more than this McLaren. This McLaren is super nimble, mid-engine. It's going to rip it up. It's going to put the power down well. It's going to squiggle through that squiggly section, and I think it's going to stop as fast as it speeds up. So, without further ado, let's let it rip. Oh, it's a lovely start. Not too much wheel spin. Wow, feel that torque going down. Whoa. Oh. All right, let's max this thing out. Here we go. Come on. All right, let's not leave it too late. Oh, it's nice. Feels good. It's... yeah, I mean, on the mark, I'd call that on the mark. Yeah, I mean, the whole car didn't go past the cones. As far as I'm concerned, that counts as in.
And while we waited for the third umpire's decision, it was Paul's turn to bat.
To be honest with you, I think it's like bringing a knife to a gunfight because that McLaren is lighter, it's faster, it's more powerful, but it's as much fun as an Aston Martin. Come on. Come on, it's lively. Come on, give it a little bit of slide right there. Whoa! Jeez, this thing is fast. Now I've got brake. Wow, it broke too early again. It's at least 5 miles an hour off the top speed, but that felt fast. This thing feels rapid, and the noise to go with it. I really didn't expect to like it so much. I think it's such a cracking little car, everything about it.
But in the end, my top speed of 118 miles an hour was no match for Ben's 135 miles an hour in the McLaren, even if the umpires did let him off the hook. On another day, with a bit less sideways showboating, I know that Aston could go much faster. If only I knew another decent racing driver.